What's up, y'all? Yo, GG. What's up, man? How's it going? Hell yeah, dude. Nice. So that was one beat on the P6, just getting us warmed up here. That one turned out pretty sick, actually. Restore it to its normal setting here. Yeah, pretty groovy. And then yeah, I'm pretty sure I found that guitar on like a Carlos Santana record or something. So you know it's real vibes there. All right, so that's that one. Let me play one more. I gotta figure out which one I gotta delete, because you know my rule on the P6, or if you don't, basically I only have 4 projects on this thing at once. So yeah, so I've already got all 4 beats saved on it, or I said projects, but I mean beats basically. So I already have 4 beats on it, so I'm gonna have to delete one to clear some room, because that's the way we roll. So yeah, let me see which one I can delete actually. Pattern. All right, so probably this one, I think. It's got some kind of interesting layers on there, but I think we can do better. So I'm gonna clear this baby out and we're gonna get started here. So I'll unmute. Okay. Yeah, so what I want to do is delete the sounds from these banks, because that's kind of the way I operate on this thing. Is generally when I'm working on a beat on this, I try to make sure that all of the samples that I'm using are on 2 banks. One of them is like the rhythm section bank, and then the other one is the melodic bank. So I'm going to clear out the rhythm and melodic bank for this beat, and then we're going to get started from scratch. So yeah, delete, and then delete. Nice. So I should press play, and then we hear nothing. Ayo. Alright. So I did the first part right. Then I'm going to do Shift All to clear everything on the pattern. So this is like the sequencing data and stuff like that. Boom. Okay. And yeah, there's no notes now either, which is good. And then last dealio here is I'm going to bring the step length down to 16. So we're going to keep it small, and then I'll probably end up building it out once I get a drum pattern going here. Exit. And then yeah, the tempo on this one was 76. I probably will end up increasing it depending on what we're doing with the sample here. And then, yeah, and then I'm going to do Shift Right just to kind of set it all in stone. Done. All right, let's take a listen to the sample, which, by the way, if you're interested in downloading the sample and using it, you can do that for free. It doesn't cost you anything. Just check the link in the description for the Patreon, which is free membership. I hate plugging stuff like that, but if you want to mess around with the sample, that's the place to do it. Okay, let's take a listen here. This thing's kind of quiet, eh? Let me normalize it. All right, what do we got? Ugh, hold on a sec. Hold the phone here. I gotta turn the volume up on this. I'm going to bring it up to FF. Nice, so chill little melody there. It's not very long either, which I think is perfect for the P6, because with this thing, if you have really long samples, it can be tough to do like the correct chops on it, just because you can't see the waveform, and you have to rely on kind of the evenly sliced chops or evenly spaced chops to kind of line up. It's tough, but I think something like this will be very easy because it's just like, there's not much to it really. All right, so let's get it recorded in. First things first. And I probably am going to pitch it way up. Super high up. And then I'm going to save it on my melodic bank, which is bank D. You know how we do. All right, so sampling. Let's take a look at some of our settings here. I do kind of want to keep it in stereo. There's some stereo stuff going on here. So we're going to keep it in stereo, which is going to cost us some time, but if I'm pitching it up, it should be fine. This one, I want to make sure it's set to free, so it'll just record as long until I press the sampling button again, basically. I'm not really doing anything quantized here, so I'm not too worried about only having a certain segment or whatever. Negative 24 will be good. That's the recording threshold, so it'll start recording once something is louder than negative 24, which should be right at the beginning of the sample. What else do we got here? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh yeah, if you press the lo-fi button, it changes the sampling rate. We're going to see if we can get away with... maybe I should do 22. I was going to try and do 44, but I think it's not going to give me long enough. Yeah, so we'll do 22. Okay, so everything's set up, ready to go. I think. It's been a while since I used this thing, to be honest with you. But that's the whole point, is getting the reps in. Alright, so I'm going to press record. Now it's waiting for the signal. And then if I hold edit here, it'll play it. It basically got to the end, so I'm glad that I put it at 22. It might be too short, actually. We'll see. think that might be good. Dang, I forgot to count it though. I think that's 2 bars. So 16 perhaps will be the ticket here. Shift voice, scroll over to chop, and then, oh, not 30. Yeah, let's try 8 and see what that sounds like. Keyboard mode. Bring the level down a little bit. Yeah, I think we could do 16. All right, so shift, voice, enter, 16, exit, here we go. Man, negative 18 sounds tight though. Okay, before we get too deep into this, let me record the second half of the sample. So that was just the first part, first 2 bars. I need to do the second part now. And then, yeah, so I need to basically start playing it back on the M8 from the halfway point, which you can do by using the start command, STA. But yeah, if you were like, I don't know, using this with like Koala or something, you could always just like drag the start point in the middle of the waveform. But you know me, got my special technology here. And then let me just see where it's kind of like ending here. Alright, so this I think is where it's ending. You can kind of hear that like wink. Didn't get all of it though. Alright, so that'll be a good place to start it. Okay, back up. And then record. Oh, did not mean to press granular. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, sampling, and then we'll do same deal. Sampling, select the pad. It's waiting for the recording. And that's all there is to it. All right, and then we're going to bring it down to negative 18 like the other one. Whoops. All right, so shift voice, chop, let's do 16. Oops. Yeah, I'm definitely vibing with the first pad more, but the second pad will be useful once we want to do some kind of like change up type stuff or throw in some different slices. So yeah, let me get something basic mapped out here and then I'll start putting some drums on it. All right, so something like that I think will work. Okay, so record. Oh, this is where it gets kind of goofy. So that's step one. I know it's probably a lot easier to play it live, but I don't want to do that until I have the drums in. So I'm just gonna like punch in something basic here. 5 and then 9, 13. I guess that's it. Turn up the tempo. All right, let's get some drums. Nice, I think this one will work, and it's gonna sound pretty sick pitch down, I feel. Sounds familiar though. But yeah, so we're gonna record it onto my, oh bro, I done screwed this up. Oh wait, no I didn't. I was like, oops, I think I saved those melodic samples in my rhythm bank, but I did not. All right, so recording this in. Level sound aight. Oh yeah, and then I can make it mono too, so it's not stereo. Yep, mono. And then, yeah, bring it back up to 44 or 41, whatever it is. Okay. Sounds nice. But of course, we can bring the pitch down. All right, kick drum next. Look at that kick drum. That thing is stacked. It's like a nice big old waveform. Kind of looks like a couple sine waves. Okay, so this one, we've got mono on, which is good. I think I could just record this one in. Nice. Nice. So just messing around with some of those kicks there, threw in a couple ghost notes. In fact, this is really the only one that like comes in on time. But I might mess around with it a little bit more. But yeah, kick is sounding nice. Let's find a hi-hat. I dig that one. I think it's going to be quiet though. See if it can get recorded in. I have to make it louder. Oh, it did it. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's the thing is the P6, it's always going to normalize the samples, so it's going to sound like hella louder basically. But you can use the level knob to just bring it back down, dial it back. And this hi-hat's got a lot of other frequencies in the mix too. So we're going to hit it with the filter. You go shift filter. And then you can use these 4 knobs to basically control what the filter does. Yo, Still Life. Hey, what up, man? How's it going? All right. So yeah, I'm going to do high pass for sure. And yeah, this is the cutoff, so we're keeping it like pretty tight on the high end there. This is the, oh crap, I just jacked it up. And then yeah, this is the resonance. We don't need to mess around with this too much. And then this level knob, I forget what it does. It has, I think it has something to do with like an envelope for the filter, which is not something that we need to deal with here. So I'm going to hit exit, and then I'll continue to bring the level down. Keep it nice and low. Dude, that's what's up, Still Life. Good to hear it. So being that it's a hi-hat from my sample collection, it requires a lot of work. Next thing I'm going to do is use the envelope, the attack, sustain, decay, release envelope to kind of control the sound a little bit. So let me see here. Dang, it actually sounds kind of sick. What's up with that? It sounds like way different when the beat's playing and when it's not playing. sounds pretty low key. And then I press play. Dude, that's odd behavior, but either way, so yeah, I'm gonna adjust the decay and sustain. Yeah, so basically what you can do is, you can bring the decay like kind of all the way down and then start to bring it up a little bit. And that'll make the release a lot tighter, even though I'm not changing the release. It'll basically just make it so the sound only plays for a little bit. Yeah, the release kind of doesn't do anything at this point. All right, let's see if this sounds a little bit better. It actually sounds much better. Nice. I can probably make it a little quieter too. But yeah, the envelope is a really great tool for kind of like shaping the sound. I might use it on the snare too to make the snare a little bit snappier. Oh snap. Strolife saying sounds like it lags when the beat is playing. So you mean like when I press the play button, it like takes a while for you to hear it? Yeah, I'm hearing it in on my mixer, so I'm getting the analog signal, so I think it sounds different to me than it does to you, but dang man, not really sure how to fix that. Okay. Oh. So it's like my speaking is different. I don't know. That's kind of weird. I'm not exactly sure what that's all about. But yeah, so let me get this hi-hat sequenced in here. It's all good, man. I appreciate you bringing it up, Strolife. If ever anything is amiss, I know I can always count on you to let me know, like if my mic is muted or something. Sound a little groovy here. Let me see if I can get an open hat in this. I like that one. All right, sampling this boy in. Watch this, same deal. It's gonna like jack up the levels. Like this thing's hitting hard. Okay, so let me turn this thing down. Nice. I think I'm gonna put the gate on it too. With the open hat, it's good to be able to control like when it releases. So gate is useful for that. All right, so this is actually one situation where using the gate mode might not work out so well. And the reason why is because when I hold this thing down to keep like the hat open, it records the sequence data at the beginning of the sequence too. And what that'll do is when I press play, it'll like play the open hat at the beginning instead of the end. It's kind of complicated. So I think I'm going to do gate off, and I can just control the endpoint because I'm not really going to do anything too fancy with the open hat. I think it'll just play here until like this hat plays basically. Oh, you know what? I could use a mute group actually to make it super easy. Let me try and figure that out. So yeah, right now the open hat is playing all the way through, but I want it to stop when this hat plays. So what I'll do is I do shift menu, bring it all the way to the end here. No, it's not menu. Scratch that. You do shift voice all the way to the end here. Mute group. It looks like it says new gre, but it's not what it says. Okay. And so this one I'll do to 1, and then this one I'll also do to 1. So now they should choke each other out. Nice. But yeah, I don't want the open hat coming in so frequently. So this is the point where I'm going to start copying stuff out. So shift play gets to copy. Then you can duplicate. And that basically took my 16 steps that I had and it made it a 32 step pattern. So now that I have 32 steps, I can get rid of this open hat from, I guess I'll get rid of it from the first part and I'll keep it on the second part. Pretty chill. All right. And so this is normally the point where I come back to the melodic section and try to play something more interesting. So we've got the rhythm section dialed in, the drums sound nice with the sample. So let me see if I can play some different chops back. Kind of like a minimalist beat like that. I don't know, that pattern's kind of interesting. Yo, Leifenar. Dude, thanks, man. Appreciate you saying that. Um, yeah, it's all good. Dude, a double album? Sounds sick, man. I gotta look up what you're releasing, dude. What kind of genre do you work on with your double album? Because I'd be down to check it out. That's all I'm saying. Nice. Dude, industrial? That's what's up. Man, I cannot pick a pitch here. These, I like 16, but I like 18 as well. Maybe I could do both. So yeah, that would be something that's like super easy to do on the M8, for instance, would be to have a different pitch play during for the same chops. But on this thing, you don't really have a way to parameter lock, I don't think, the pitch of the sample. Or maybe you do? I feel like if I do the granular button while I'm holding the note down, I've got velocity, probability, G, I can't remember what that is. I think it has to do with like how long you're holding the note down for. There's timing, micro timing. I don't even know what that is. It just looks like a O. And then note, which is D5. And then volume 100. So yeah, I don't know if there's an easy way to do, yeah, some kind of pitch change. I think what I'll end up doing probably is just... Hey, okay, I think we're back online. Dude, I don't know what was going on there. My internet done goofed. Okay. So, oh man. Oh yeah, I was gonna set a mute group. Aha, staying on track here. So, yeah, shift voice, mute group. Look at that, we're already there. I'm gonna do 2. Exit, exit. Slight glitch. Yeah, we are back though. Oh yeah, but Strillife saying those hieroglyphics drive me crazy on the Roland machines. Yeah, man, this thing, you gotta decipher it. There's a whole code involved, but yeah, it's kind of like any device really. You can kind of get the muscle memory as well, so it doesn't always have to be you knowing what every single thing means. Sometimes you kind of just figure it out and turn things until it works correctly. All right, so let me see if I can play something with some of these other chops. that would sound sick. I'm like debating whether or not I should duplicate this and make it 64 steps and then have that play at the end. It'll be a nice like kind of climb down, step down on the chops. I'll get to that point eventually. Let me see if I can do a bass line actually. All right. Oops. Nice, so we're going to borrow one of these sounds from the M8. This is from the synthesis engine, the macro synth, I believe. Yep. And this one's called Triple Triangle. So you know it's beefy. And I can smooth out the triangle, because the triangle does sound a little like Super Nintendo-y. It's like very lo-fi. But you can use a low-pass filter to kind of smooth it out and make it sound a little bit more like a sine wave, while still retaining some of that grittiness that we all love. So let me record this in. We've got this at 44. We're going to do mono. And then let's punch it. Beep. And then keyboard mode, of course. Oops. And yeah, definitely want to turn on the gate so that you can control the release of it. This thing is fat. Okay. And then a couple things to do here. I'm going to add an envelope to it. So shift voice. And then I'm going to adjust the release. Ah, shoot. What did I just do there? So you can see now it's kind of fading out. I want it to be a little bit tighter though. So yeah, something around 15 is usually pretty good. And that'll basically allow me to release the note and get a little bit more control over how the bass is playing. Super fat. Okay. And then step 2 is filter. So shift filter. We're going to add a low pass. We're going to low pass that ass. And then, ooh, look at that. It's already sounding a lot smoother. And then, yeah, if you hit it with the resonance, oof, dude, it gets like super fat. Might be a little clippy, honestly. Can't really tell. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. Let's see if I can figure out what to play here. Nice and smooth. Yeah, so just a basic little riff there. Yeah, Leif Einar saying, amazing what technology can do. For sure. Yeah, this thing has so many sounds like built into it, or not built in, but like, yeah, you can design a lot of different sounds using the synthesis engines. I'm not like super familiar with how they work and how to like get specific sounds with it, but there's like a whole community on like the Discord that does all kinds of crazy stuff in terms of like sound design using just this thing. And me being the basic you-know-what that I am, just using the triple triangle, keeping it nice and simple. But yeah, definitely amazing what it can do, and I appreciate that compliment, Liminal. In the right hands, we are cooking with gas, basically. Okay, so we got the bass line. Sounds pretty simple. Maybe some other layers, percussion perhaps. Let me listen here. One thing I really struggle with on this is getting the kick to cut through the mix. I'm like, this is the kick drum. It sounds pretty beefy, but when I press play, it's like kind of hard to hear it. So I think I'm going to try something with a filter maybe. Okay, so shift filter. We'll do low pass. Wait. It might be the bass just like cutting it out. Yeah, see, that's the thing. They're very similar. Sidechain would be nice. I do not believe this has the sidechain technology. I might be wrong though. I haven't really looked into it. Alright, so that's kind of my budget solution there, is just to move the kicks around a little bit so they're not playing at the same spot as the bass, because I think Stroll Life is right, that the bass and the kick are kind of competing in the frequency range, so basically I just moved the kick around so it's in a different spot. Oh, snap. It does have sidechain? Ugh. Yeah, man, might have to make a video about that after I teach myself how to do it. But yeah, we're doing all right so far. Let's see if I can find some other layers here. Dude, heck yeah. Thanks for stopping by, Leif Einar. Take it easy, man. Okay, so we're going to use an old J-Maculate trick here, which is to layer a drum break with the one-shots to get even more groove. Oh, smart audio chaining. I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, I'll definitely do my homework, because if the technology does exist, I definitely want to share it with the people. But yeah, let me record this in right quick. Nope. Sampling. Alright, so that should work with 4 slices. Let's see how good I did there. Shift voice. Chop. And then number 4. Keyboard. Not bad. And yeah, the plan here is to have this play with the one-shots to kind of like add another layer. I might decrease the levels too, we'll see. All right, so I tried to get a little cute with the filter there, but it did not work really. But yeah, the snare, I kind of just placed the snares from this drum break around the same place where my snares were, and then I threw in a couple kicks too. So again, it just, you get some different drums in the kit, and it kind of creates the illusion that there's more going on than there really is. All right, let's see what else we got. Kind of vibe with this one. Let me see if I can work it in the mix here. And yeah, there's a couple, it's kind of got a delay sort of recorded into it, but I only want the first part because I can add a delay that's like actually synced to the tempo instead of this one. So let's see if this is the first part. Nice. Yeah, and that'll be a nice little melodic layer. And let me bring it back to stereo. Not sure if there's too much stereo stuff going on here, but we'll just have it just in case. Ooh, that's loud. Might even hit it with the filter too, like a band pass perhaps. Let's hear what it sounds like with some delay. So that's on the delay and reverb page. I think. Or maybe it's on the voice page. Ooh, getting all mixed up. Or the mixer page. Pan out. Oh yeah, send delay. So it is on the mixer page, not the delay page. Confusing. All right, so send delay, I think is what this says. Just realized I might be able to do something interesting with the gate mode on, but I'm gonna have to re-record what I had, which is pretty simple. Because yeah, now that I have the delay on, I can like let off the note a little early, and that'll be kind of like baked into the delay. Man, that timing's tough. It's like I'm trying to get the notes spaced at like the perfect timing, but it's a little tricky. Pretty chill with that. Dude, I like these like kind of fluttery, I don't even know how to describe that. It's like those sounds like in the high end. Wow, 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 wow. I think it's gonna sound sick, so I'm gonna record it in. And then let me just double check here. Am I in stereo? Yep. And that's it. It's probably going to be super duper loud. And I feel like I've already got a lot going on in the lower frequencies, so I might just hit this with a high pass filter straight out the gate. Just to be mindful of that. Or bandpass, maybe. Nice. That's a pretty chill layer. I'm curious what happens if I put it on poly mode though, because right now I'm only playing two notes and they cut each other off. They don't really play at the same time, so it's not a problem. But I feel like if I do poly mode, it might just like really make those noises sound like super cool and crazy. So I'm gonna do shift poly. Let's see how it sounds. Nice. So yeah, just gives it a little bit more movement, makes it kind of dynamic, even though there are kind of interesting sounds. Yeah, they kind of just like add another layer, which I can bring out or bring in or whatever to give a little more variety to the sequence. All right, what else we got? This sounds sick, but it's like, it's a very short segment. It just cuts off after that. Maybe I could do like ping pong looping or something. It sounds cool with the mix though. Let's try it out. So yeah, I'm gonna do ping pong and see what that does. I'm not sure if P6 over here can ping pong. I haven't really looked too much into that. I think it might be able to. But that's what the M8 sounds like when it's ping pong. So it gets to the end and then it plays it backwards, which is helpful for shorter samples like this because you kind of like create an illusion that it's longer than it is. Alright, so let me record this in. Dude, Strill Life, you know me too well. I threw that horn in there. We're on the same wavelength, I think. Because yeah, that horn Sounds pretty chill. Or were you thinking like even more horns? Like double down on the horns? Because that would be sick. Oh, heck yeah. Nice. So I got this other layer in there, whatever these chords are. And yeah, Still Life is saying it's buzzy in a good way. Check this out though. You asked for the buzz. Well, you didn't ask for it. You made a comment on it, but we're gonna get it real buzzy. Check this out. But wait, there's more. It's too much. And that, my friends, is the power of lo-fi. But yeah, the green knob's fun to mess around with. But yeah, I appreciate you saying that, man. Nice and jazzy. That's the way we like it. And yeah, now I could start bringing some of the layers in and out. That's the horn. And that's kind of the sick thing about adding so many layers is that you can just take away the original sample chops and it almost sounds like kind of a whole different vibe. Makes for a nice B section for sure. And then the sample chops. I feel like I get to this point a lot in my beats where I'm like, I add a bunch of layers and then I take off the original sample chops and I'm like, I kind of just like this beat better than with the sample chops. And I'm kind of getting that vibe here. It sounds a little cooler actually, just with like all the sections. Maybe I could just add one more layer or something. Oops, I meant to hold shift, but I pressed play instead, so it stopped it. But yeah, Strolife's saying, do you have to wipe the memory on that thing at some point to add more sounds? Yeah, that's kind of the way I do it, is basically you only have, okay, there's 8 banks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then each bank can have 6 sounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 8 times 6 is 48. So you can only have 48 samples loaded at once. I mean, there's like ways to be efficient with it where you could do like, you know, you could load a bunch of snares in one sample and then use like the slice feature or whatever. I don't really do that. So yeah, basically when I'm done with the beat, I'll like record it on my computer and then I kind of just, yeah, I have to like clear 2 banks because I use 2 banks per beat on all my beats. So yeah, I do have to kind of like delete stuff pretty regularly if I want to create on it. So yeah, it's kind of limiting in that regard, but that's kind of what you get with this device. It's like it doesn't have a SD card slot or anything like that, so you're kind of working with the limitations, so to speak, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's kind of one of the things I like about it, really. It sort of reminds me of the Pocket Operator in that sense, where you're just sort of like using the sounds that are on there, and then when you want to do something else, you just get rid of everything. That's what I would do on the Pocket Operator. I would just wipe it all and just start from scratch. And I usually only had like 1 beat per, PO or whatever. But sometimes I'd put a couple if I wanted to like play a set or something with it. But yeah, that's kind of the deal with this, but I can dig it. Dude. Yeah, man. I appreciate you saying that, Stro Life. Yeah, it's a deep box. I feel like people do cool stuff with it, but I don't know. I guess it is still pretty new. I can't remember exactly when it came out. Maybe last year or maybe this year, actually. I don't even know. But I haven't had it for too long, but it's a lot of fun. Alright, I don't really know what to do with this beat other than this, so I might start a new project, but let me just listen real quick. That's why you gotta record it to the computer. Nice. Alright, so that one's pretty chill. But yeah, so you're asking, have I tried using the SP404 Mark II? Or I don't know if you're asking Shrill Life or me, but yeah, I do have the 404 Mark II. I've never made a beat on it though. I feel kind of embarrassed saying that, but yeah, I mostly use it as an effects box. So I add, yeah, you know, saturation or whatever to samples and stuff. And I also use it as an audio interface. In fact, that's what you're hearing right now. The P6 is plugged into my SP404 Mark II, which is going to the computer. But yeah, I haven't messed around too much with like beat making on the 404. I mostly just use it to process sounds. So I definitely want to dig into that more, but I don't know. It's the thing about the SP404, I can't really move it over. It's weird. I'm looking at it right now and it doesn't even have like a play button on it. So I don't even know where I would begin to start making a beat on it, because you can't just press play and then the beat starts playing. Yeah, I think you have to go into the pattern mode or something. I have no idea. So that's kind of my excuse, is it doesn't have a play button, so I haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, do you get down on the 404? Mr. Damas, I'm trying to be careful here and not say bad words, but yeah, do you use the 404 Mark II? How do you like it? And yeah, I'm gonna save this thing too, before I forget to do that. Write all. Nice. Let's hear what else I got on this thing. I've got some other beats here. Oh yeah, this one's dope. Scatter is not the right effect. other extra piano note came from there, but that was sick. But yeah, Still Life saying, makes me wish the Lo-Fi 12 XT had better performance effects. It's very true. Yeah, the effects on it are kind of not great, to be honest with you. There's not, yeah, trying to think, auto wah sounds kind of cool on it, but it's, yeah, it's not that easy to just kind of pepper in the way you can do it on this, where it's just like you've got the whole bus going through it, so you can really kind of have fun with the filter. So not a great experience if you're trying to do performance effects on the Lo-Fi 12 XT. But this thing, SP404, those kinds of devices are definitely built to just, you know, turn some knobs and get crazy and have some cool noises play. All right, so this beat was another beat that I made. I'm trying to think about what to do next here. Hour and a half in, I could make one more beat. What should I do it on though? Maybe I'll use the M8. So I'm gonna unplug something here. I don't know what this is gonna do on your end, but I'm gonna do it. Unplug. And then plug this boy in. And I gotta do a little bit of audio configurizing here. So hang tight with me. Talk amongst yourselves. What is this plugged into? Maybe like this. All right, let me see if this is even making sound that you all can hear. Ah, I see that it is playing. Just have to unmute it. But I can't hear it. I feel like I'm like missing a sample or something. Yeah, like this is supposed to be playing. Where is Zuo? Not making any sound. Oh. I know why. It's because the slices didn't get saved. I must have screwed up here. Alright, let's see if that does it. Oh, you know what? Let me do another one. Like right here. There it is. it is. Okay. And then I got the display on too. Alright, so we're chilling. Gotta block Jace's face, but it's all good. But yeah, so Stray Life is saying, do you make beats every day or just when you go live? That's a good question. It's like when I go live, obviously I'm making beats, but not every day. Yeah, it's probably like every other day, I think. It's definitely more frequently than just when I go live. Like I do make beats between then, especially for like the videos and stuff. I have to make or I don't have to, but I make songs to like kind of demonstrate techniques or whatever. So yeah, not every day, but like pretty much every day, I would say. Not just on the lives, but the lives are fun. It's like it's kind of a different vibe, so it's always cool to rock out with the fam, basically. All right, so that's this song. Let me do a new one here. And I guess we'll just start from scratch here. Yeah, the M8's dope, man. It's a little quirky device, but it's definitely got its ability to make super sick hip hop, essentially. Alrighty. Yeah, I feel like I was looking at something earlier that I wanted to mess with. I don't know where it would be though. Oh, I have a good idea. Okay. So it was a sample that I was going to use for a video, but I think I'll use it for... Dude, actually, I just saw this techno song that I want to play. Load. Yep. Songs. Dude, check this out. Yeah, I mostly make hip hop, but somehow I ended up making this fun techno song. Kind of sounds like a song off like a PlayStation 2 video game or something. So that was pretty chill. But anyways, so let me see if I can find this sample. I believe it's like this one, maybe. Oh yeah. Dude, this is a vibe. We're about to chop and screw this one. Alright, so here's the deal. I got to add some slice markers, first things first. Bring this one back a little bit, actually. And I think there's one more note at the end here. Super short though. Okie dokie. Alright, so I'm going to overwrite this. And we've got 3 slices in here. And then now I can add some notes to the sequence. So where's my STA command? Gotta change the tempo too. It's a little quiet. Nice. Alright, so we got a little loop here. Let me try putting one of the other slices in. might have to pull that second slice back. Or forward, maybe? I want it to be a little smoother, but I think this will work. And then I'll just put some drums on and I can kind of build it out a little bit more. But yeah, Still Life saying, might make some beat videos eventually. Dude, yeah, man. It's always cool to see, other people kind of popping up, sharing the knowledge and stuff. Because, yeah, as long as you're elevating those around you, I think it's a super sick idea to make videos and kind of like share information and stuff, which is kind of what I do. But yeah, man. Or you could do like videos where it's just like your beats playing and stuff. Definitely a lot of different ways to share and contribute. So I'm going to keep an eye out, Still Life. You got some videos coming out? I'll check them out, man. All right, so let me add some drums here. Gonna put a little envelope on the snare. Whoops. All right, let's find some more drums. So one thing I've been messing around with on the M8 is this limiter setting, which basically controls the behavior of the sound or what you hear when it clips. So you can use it to get like some kind of like overdrive distortion type sounds, but there are ways to like use it to like beef up drums too, which is what I've been trying to figure out. I think I'll probably end up making a video about it once I can get a good handle on it. But let's kind of mess around with it here because I want the kick to sound a little beefier. And I think the limiter settings are going to be key. So it's kind of clipping. yeah, it's kind of got like a, I don't even know, it's sort of distorted, but I have the EQ set up in such a way where you're not getting those like high frequencies from the distortion. It's just like the low frequencies. I mean, you can kind of hear some of them. And that's with the post AD limiter. So I don't know, still messing around with it, but I find that there's ways to get in the sweet spot with the kick and really amp things up. All right, what else we got? Let's do the hi-hat next. Dang, now the kick is sounding kind of like clippy. Must be this post AD thing. Ugh. All right, but yeah, so let's get the micro timing built in here. So I'm going to use a special table configuration, as I often do. Yo, Cash Williams. What's up, man? How's it going? All right, what do we got here? Yeah, the kick is not really cutting through the mix very much. So I think what I'll do is set up an envelope that'll sort of sidechain it a little bit. We were talking about sidechain earlier and how the P6 cannot do it. The M8 has this like, yeah, it's basically an envelope that allows you to duck certain sounds when other sounds play. So it works pretty much the same as sidechain. So let's set that up. All I got to do is go to the mod page for the sample chops, and then set the mod to trig envelope, destination volume, bring it down to 40, I guess. Set the decay a little bit low. And then I have to set a target, or a source, I mean, for the trigger, and that's going to be the kick drum. And so if you have the amount set like super low, it's basically going to mute out the instrument that's playing and then bring it back up. But it's a little bit sort of a strong sound, so I kind of want it to be a little more subtle. So you can raise the amount to have it be like kind of less pronounced, essentially. Yeah, the snare it's good in the mix. I gotta figure out this kick though. So now that I have that sidechain set up, I might be able to bring the kick up a little bit or something. All right, that should be good. So yeah, let's do some micro timing on this. I'll add some micro timing to the snare too, just to like kind of move it off grid a little bit. Alright, I'm going to make some changes here to the sequence to basically, so right now I have one phrase, so it's just a single bar where these kick drums are playing. But what you can do is, whoops, I like cloned it out, didn't even mean to do that. Okay, but what you can do is use the nth command to basically have certain notes trigger once every other bar. It kind of just gives you a little bit of control where you can have a single phrase that has things where the first time it plays through, only some notes will trigger, and the second time, other notes will trigger. So it can give you a way to kind of like make the phrase seem longer than it is by just using a single phrase. So I'm going to use that technique here. So we've got the nth command. And I'll have some of these notes only play on certain times the sequence passes through it. Nice. So yeah, these notes, these ghost kicks, and then this one are playing at different intervals. So the first two are playing the second time the sequence passes through. So they're on 2. And then this last one is playing on the first and third, but there's only 2 phrases, so it's basically just playing on the first one and not the second one. So it's like kind of skipping it. Oh, is the snare loud? I don't know, the M8 sounds kind of low in my headphones, so it's sort of hard to tell. Oh, I see. Yeah. I was wondering why it sounded weird. Alright. Get a little lower in the mix there. Yeah, man, for sure. Thanks for calling that out. Yeah, my headphones were like set super low, so I didn't even know. Okay, bring the hi-hat down a little bit. And there's this other thing I figured out too that you can do with the volume of the hi-hats to create a little bit more of kind of up and down sort of motion there, is you can use an LFO to control the volume, which is pretty chill. And the way it works is, yeah, so you go to the mod page, you set the volume to the destination, and then from here, the frequency, it's kind of interesting because it'll tell you, like at the bottom, how often the or how fast the LFO is. So you can see it's got steps, and then it can also do ticks as well, I think. Or what the heck? Yeah, I'm surprised it's going by steps. I thought it was going to do ticks. But yeah, so what you can do with the steps though is that like the phrase is 16 steps. So if you set this to 4, that means that it's going to be moving through, it'll basically oscillate 4 times in a single phrase. So that can give you a very consistent kind of like up and down volume on the hi-hats. So it's another way to kind of add variety in the volume of the drums and stuff. All right, what else we got? Got a little open hat in the mix there. Maybe not a bongo. Tambourine, maybe? See what this sounds like pitch down. I can add some variety here by using the start commands, STA. So let's take a look there. Where they at? Okay, here we go. And yeah, this allows me to control the start point of the sample when it plays, which for a percussion loop like this, you can get some kind of interesting, like, I guess, rhythms, essentially, by just throwing out some different values on this. So I'm going to put it on every other step. And then let's see maybe what like 20 does. And let's try that volume LFO too. See how that works. got kind of an interesting rhythm there using the start commands. Let me see if I can figure out a bass line. This one sounds pretty sick. Get a little stand-up bass in the mix, keep it jazzy. Oh wow, there's actually a lot going on there. But I think I'm just going to use the first note and play it chromatically. Keep it simple. Alright, so yeah, I was just adjusting the length there to make it so it was just the first note instead of having to modify the sample or overwrite the sample to crop it or whatever. Alright, so I think I could probably play something with this. Boom. Boom, boom. So yeah, I just put an envelope on the bass there to give it a little bit more of a natural release. And what's cool too is that I have the hold parameter set to a certain amount on the mod page, but you can add effects commands in the sequence to adjust that to make it hold for longer or shorter. So kind of like if you were playing it live and you like held the note down and then let go, and then held it down for a long time and let go, you can sort of like emulate that behavior by using this hold parameter. So for instance, I can have this one hold for longer. Or this one hold shorter. screwed up. I was editing the 61 phrase when I wanted this one to be a new one by itself. So I'm just going to clone it, Shift Option Edit, and then I got to change this one back. Can't quite remember. I think it might have just been 3 C4s. Maybe that? I don't know. See if we can get it to work. Whoa. Dude, that sounds crazy. Yeah, this flute's trippy. But yeah, Strolife is saying, do you ever use vocal samples? I know you use some humming or melodies, but what about lyrics? It's a good question. You mean like acapellas or like vocalists like singing and stuff? Because yeah, I usually don't work with samples like that. I mostly just create using, yeah, like the drum samples, the melodic stuff. But yeah, I know a lot of people do like the vocal, like kind of one shots, like it could be like rapper ad libs or just full acapellas and stuff. I usually don't mess around with that though, to answer your question. But how about you, Stir Life? Do you get down on some of that stuff, like the hey yo, that kind of thing? Pepper it into your beat? Because it can add a nice kind of like variety, gives a little bit of movement, helps build up the progression and beat and stuff for sure. Nice. That's what's up. Nice. So we got an interesting vibe here. But yeah, Strelife's saying probably more of a crutch than anything. Yeah, man, it's all good. Like, yeah, I feel like whatever, people can put any sounds they want in their beats, and that's their business. So yeah, if you like messing around with the vocal stuff, have at it. Get down on it. Sounds pretty sick. But yeah, I feel like not sure what else to add on this one. Alright, so I built out the arrangement a little bit. Basically, we've got this like first section here, which is 8 bars. And then I added the flute layer and this organ layer a little bit later in. So now it's got like a little bit more of kind of a natural sort of flow. Nice. Alright, that's a chill one. Yeah, Still Life. Kelly Rowland, dude. You know, whatever, wherever you get your acapellas and vocals from, that's how it goes. All right, but yeah, this one, I think I'm feeling pretty chill on it. I just saved it, and yeah, getting pretty hungry at this point. 7 p.m. on the West Coast, so your boy's got to eat, basically. But yeah, man, I appreciate everyone rocking out with me. Still Life, keeping the chat active. Big shout out to you as per usual. And yeah, everyone else out there, thanks for rocking with me. Hope to catch you on the next one, but until then, peace.